What's up everyone and welcome to a little update video. So as I said in the last video, I competed in the qualifier for the GeoGuessr World League yesterday. It's now called World League and not Pro League anymore. So this is a league that basically runs for the entire, or like for half a year, starting in like 2 weeks or something. And it will determine a lot of the spots for the next World Cup. So it was really important that I do well in that qualifier and I grinded a lot for it. And the results are finally in. So I'm gonna go over with you who's playing in the World League and what the World League exactly is in this video. But first of all, as you can see, everybody who's in bold managed to qualify, and I barely made it in. It was really, really close, but I am in the World League officially, really happy about that. After I played the seeds, I wasn't really confident, to be honest, because had it was a lot of difficult rounds, to be honest. It was 3 moving, 3 no move, and 3 NMPZ seeds, and the total score of all challenges basically counted towards qualifying. And for Europe, for example, you see here the top 20 scoring players, and actually there were like 35 invited to play in this qualifier. So there was a lot of competition for 12 slots in Europe, EMEA, because there were also some African players involved, but none of them made the top 20. But there were a lot of players in this qualifier, and here's basically who came out on top. Clement for Denmark. Yes, he is not pronounced Clément, as far as I know, so I believe I pronounce it correctly. If not, then correct me, Clement. Then Captain for Sweden, Castrola for probably Finland, but his flag on Geo is still Kazakhstan. And yeah, Janek, another German, qualified as well. We got 2 Polish players qualifying. Trichter, a good friend of mine, qualified. Malfunction, so we have some female representation in the World League, which is amazing. We got Terrier for the UK, just very deserved, to be honest. And Pan from Greece, barely missing out Wook GG. Very, very unfortunate for him. Was definitely also rooting for him. But barely missed out, as well as Harmless. And like the differences were really close. I compared my score to Jamabi, and over 9 challenges, I was only like, I think 2.5k points higher than him. So it was really close. It came down to like one, basically, other side of Indo gas, more or less, over 9 challenges. And yeah, there were some really difficult rounds. So it was really, really tough, to be honest. So Jamabi, another German, barely missed out. Some other notable names, Desegi, Harmless, unfortunate. So those will not compete in the Pro League. For APAC, the ones that qualified, and here we come to like a interesting decision that they took. So Lero and Feneb qualified for Australia, and although Knowledge got 4th place, he is not qualified since he's also Australian, and they decided to only go with maximum 2 people per country. Interesting decision. To be fair, you can argue about that. I mean, now we got Amarain moving in, who is a Thai player who I don't know much about, but also very interesting to see some Southeast Asian representation, because otherwise the other players that qualified are just Japanese, Australian. And for Americas, we got Dev and Ocean Man for the US, and then the other 2 US players, Diono and Logan, and also these are all US players as well. But Diono and Logan missed out, although they did better than, for example, Flyme, because of this country rule, which is a bit controversial, I would say. I understand it, though, that they want to I understand that they want to have like audiences from all over the globe involved in this, so they want to diversify the countries a little bit. But still, it is not 100% performance-based. You can definitely argue if it's fair or not, and you can also argue about one other decision that they took in scoring, which I will go over in a second. Then we also got Canadians, Moo, only Moo actually, only one Canadian qualifying here. Flyme for Argentina, and Skill Issue for Brazil. I don't really know much about Skill Issue, but will be interesting. We have a second Brazilian next to Orlando in the league. Okay, first of all, I want to go over who is in the league now. And this is basically who will compete in the league. You qualified by reaching top 5 in your group in the World Cup. So yeah, if you were in the last year's World Cup, you're almost guaranteed to make it. Some players missed out very unfortunately only through score differential and stuff. So, for example, the group last in Group B was Bag, who had 2 wins, same as basically the 4 people the 3 people above him, and just because of score differential, he didn't get invited here. Had to play the qualifier and sadly fell short. So at least that's what I think. I'm actually not sure if he competed, but he was invited for the qualifier. So in yellow, I have everybody who was already qualified through the World Cup. So Radu MK Jinji for the US. Then 2 more Americans. So half of the America spots are occupied by the US already. So let's be real, if they invited 2 more Americans, then we would have 7 out of 10 of America slots be for the US. And because of that, I think I understand their decision. I think I agree with it as well, because the World League rankings will also basically determine who plays in the majors. And if the major is only US players, then, to be honest, yeah, doesn't really make much sense, does it? So I think it's fine, although it's obviously a little bit annoying for the people who missed out from the US or from Australia. Then we got 2 Canadians, V auto-qualified, Mu through the qualifier, Flyme for Argentina, and 2 Brazilians. For APAC, we got Sheena and Spaghetti auto-qualified, and we got Anu and Kent moving in from the online qualifier. Kent is an American Japanese player who has both citizenship, decided to play for Japan, and it worked out for him, so well done. We have Zigzag and Kirania for Australia. We have Lero and Fenep for Australia coming in from the qualifier. So I'm glad that Lero is back, because Lero is definitely underrated. He didn't make the World Cup last year, but is probably one of the top 5 players on this entire list based on skill, I would say. So I'm glad that he's back. He also won his qualifier, I think, by a good margin. So let's go. Eamon from New Zealand auto-qualified, and Emarain from Thailand. Then for EMEA, we have Blinky and Kratzu auto-qualified for France, so 2 Frenchmen. Actually, Poland is now the strongest country in this league with 3 people for EMEA. So that's a very interesting twist, because last year nobody auto-qualified from Poland for the World Cup, so they had to hold a Polish-only wildcard qualifier, where Swan Gambit won and performed really well in the World Cup. And now we got 3 Polish players, one could say Polska Górom, competing here, which is more than any other country in Europe. For the Netherlands, nobody else managed to qualify, only Constant Armani. Then we have Finbar, Debre, Mada, and these are all new qualifiers from, moving in basically. I assume Kistrola will play for Finland, as I said. And Janek and me representing Germany, I'm really happy about that. You might be wondering where Topotic is and Crooksed. Those 2 apparently declined the league, because you have to play basically every Sunday for the next few months in the league, which is a lot of time commitment, and they both decided that it was not worth it for them. So they won't be competing, and that's why Europe had 12 slots. So I actually only made it in because one of them dropped out, because I was 11th position in the Europe qualifier. But I mean, I'm fair. I'm happy about it, and I will not complain. So yeah. Am I recording, by the way? Yes. Nice. All right. The one other controversy that I wanted to talk about is how the seeds were measured, because we had 3 moving, 3 NM, and 3 NMPZ, and the score just got added together for all of them. And this is kind of a weird choice, because moving is way underrepresented because of that. So you will always, with a minute of moving time, you will always be in the correct country. While on NMPZ, you get a wrong continent guess once in a while, because the locations were pretty hard on NMPZ. So it's actually very easy to drop a lot of points there, and not very easy to drop a lot of points on moving. So what that means is that the score differentials in moving were actually way smaller, and therefore the moving rounds were not as important for this qualifier. That's why I only practiced NM and NMPZ as well. So the moving rounds were least important, and moving players really, I don't know, were not super happy with that system, because like in the actual World Cup, moving is the first mode played and NMPZ is the last one. So in the actual format, NMPZ is arguably the least important. which basically means that in this case, it's reversed. And if you want good players for the format, maybe you would also implement moving players, or like give moving a little bit of a bigger time to shine here, basically. Yeah, so one example how that could have been solved is, for example, to basically take the position of a player compared to the other competitors in every mode. So for the 3 moving seats, you rank the players by their points. And for example, if, I don't know, is there some good moving player here? Yeah, if Malfunction won the moving, which I assume she did, because I saw her scores, they were way better than mine on moving. So yeah, assuming she won moving, she would get 10 points for that. And then, I don't know, the others get like a little bit less points or something like that. You just get a ranking and get points based on your ranking, except for, instead of basically taking the total score. That would have been one way to solve it, but it's not how they did it, and this is what we end up with. And yeah, now we can go over what the World Season is and the World League, and yeah, what exactly it will entail. So it's 40 players in total, and we will earn points playing 1v1s every weekend, basically, against other players. And only 16 players in total advance to the World Cup finals in August 2025. So, how do you get to the World Cup? To the World Cup, you get by... where does it say it, actually? Yes, I know it says it's somewhere. I need to find it. Yeah, here exactly. Here it says it. So 16 players in the World Cup, top 12 players from world ranking automatically qualify. So those are based on points that you can only gain if you're in the league. So top 12 players from the league, basically, but you get points by performance in the league and by performance in the majors. And the EMEA major, the Americas major, and the APAC major apparently are only players from the league as well. So it was actually really, really important to get in the league, because otherwise you cannot be in the 12 out of 16 that auto-qualify. And you can only get in through the wildcard or the open major. And yeah, that would have been very, very difficult for me. So I'm glad I got the chance to compete for these 12 slots. But there will be 40 very, very good players competing for these 12 slots. So I will have to actually be on the grind there and really, really play my best. Let's see if it works out or not. Honestly, not sure, but I'm pretty excited to see how it goes, to be honest. And yeah, maybe we'll see how it goes. And then it will be 1v1 duels in best of 3 with World Cup format. Round limit is still on. Why? Nobody wants it. It has no purpose as well. Like, if you saw the World Cup this year, I think like 3 games ended in round limit. 3. So it isn't even a timing problem. Like, everything else finished on time. And for all of those 3 games, it was super anticlimactic, and basically it destroyed the whole game. So it was like super, super terrible for the times it happened, and it only happened 3 times. So why keep it? It's like, honestly, I can't defend GeoGuessr for still having this in place. It's actually super, super frustrating for the players. I have not seen a single soul who ever said round limit is a good thing. And except for, I don't know, not even GeoGuessr says it's good. Like, only the production company Black Molly, to be honest. It's still there. I don't know. And yeah, then you get points for the world ranking. And by your world ranking, you also get invited to these majors, which are somewhere in May to June. So yeah, this is basically how it's going to work. You will see some broadcasts for the World League as well on Sundays, I presume. So look out for that. And yeah, see you guys in a regular video soon. Bye.